Have a look at that in the background. Massive tower. I reckon that's 5G. Alright, that's new. Now look at the cabinets that are controlling it. Alright, look at the cabinets that are controlling it. Surrounded by houses. We're at the Oval in Blackfen, in Bexley. Let's go and have a closer look at what it says on them cabinets. Have a look at that. Has that got any place next to people's houses? Alright? Danger, high voltage. Look at these cabinets. Alright? See that? I'm driving around Kent. I've just seen a new one going up, one of the real menacing looking ones in Old Bexley. Right, there's one outside Down Valley Hospital, one on Princess Roundabout. And just have a look at these cabinets, right? Have a look at this sign here. Look. Warning, invisible laser. Avoid overexposure to beam. Right? There's a pub with people living above it. There's the mast. There's a dry cleaners. There's a co-op. There's a cap in stone. My advice to anyone that lives right next to one of these, right, is contact the local council, ask for a copy of the public liability insurance that covers harm caused by electromagnetic radiation, EMF, right, contact Vodafone, whoever owns the cabinet, right, and demand that you see a copy of their public liability insurance.
The 5G genocide continues. Did you check out that warning label? Invisible laser radiation. Warning. Most people don't know what 5G is all about. So let us help you. 5G is about shooting invisible lasers at people. That's what 5G is all about.
Ooh, look at all those awesome laser beams. Do you know which one's the strongest? If you guessed the green one, you're wrong. I'm sorry, that's actually a trick question. It's actually the invisible one. That's an infrared laser. Pretty crazy, right?
Yes, invisible lasers exist, and they're actually worse than the visible ones that were suspected to have burned down Maui and many other places. These cell towers are a Trojan horse, a weapon system in disguise, shooting people with invisible lasers. That's what we're looking at. Weapons experts, computer scientists, engineers, the media, they all agree. These cell towers are shooting people with invisible lasers. Now the question is, how bad is it? Well, according to the Pentagon, it's enough to make you sick. And according to weapons experts, it's enough to kill people. We've covered this in previous broadcasts, but the rocket science tells us. At first they rolled out the 5G, and then everybody got sick. While you've heard of beamforming before, nothing can really prepare you for what these cell towers are capable of. Until you've been zapped by a cell tower, you'll probably think it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, they don't do that. They can't do that. They wouldn't dare do that. But that's exactly what these cell towers are doing. And it's so bad, the mainstream media is forced to talk about it and basically blame the Russians. Yeah, people are being hit with radiation weapons, but it's the Russians. No, it's the 5G. And you still might not be convinced that these cell towers are actually shooting people with invisible lasers. And so let us go a little further and refresh your memory. Recently we did a broadcast showing Tesla, or I should say Telstra, engineers testing out the beamforming for their audience. It looks like the video guy's on vacation.
Ooh, all those awesome laser beams.
Yeah, the
Which
fire
one's the
the
strongest?
video guy. Where's the Telstra presentation? There it is. And so the engineers from the Telstra telecom company in Australia were nice enough to show us beamforming in action. They set up 3 probes, and they had some sheeple with their phone walk in front of the probes while using the 5G. And you could clearly see the spikes follow the girl as she walks past the probes, and it goes up and down in each of these probes as she walks by. And so, as the saying goes, what you can't see can kill you. When you look at the placement of this technology, which is everywhere, but especially at schools and where people congregate, stadiums, shopping centers, near your home, near your work, I mean, not only are they out to get you, but they're out to get the kids too. It's not just the grooming, it's not just the Common Core and the indoctrination on television and the like. They're literally parking giant death towers right there where kids play and are forced to go for school and other things. And this isn't just like a maybe. These people are definitely targeting kids. We've seen lots of cancer clusters around schools. The news has been reporting on it. Schools are even now saying they're going to shield their students with shielding from this radiation.
Guys, will you look at this 5G death ray? And look where the fuck it is. Right across the street from a fucking daycare. Literally facing the daycare. What the fuck? And check this out. Ready? Oh, that ain't nothing. They're just getting started on this street. This is some fucking 5G bullshit. They're trying to kill us all, guys. Where's right here. Look at this bitch. Look at this monster.
What a mouth on that one. But basically, you know, do preschoolers really need 5G? Do they need the 5G experience? Do they need the radiation? Kids are much more susceptible to radiation than adults. They don't need to be exposed to the full FCC limits to the 5G. Now, of course, the government tells us it's safe and effective, just like the vaccines. We saw how that turned out with the 10 pages of side effects, the worst side effects pretty much known to man, and they tried to bury that for 75 years. That's how safe and effective it is. As they spray us like bugs, poison the food, the air, the water. Oh no, these people are not out to get us. As they open the borders, jack up the prices, and basically implode the country and the Western world. No, no problem. This 5G is definitely safe and effective. Fire the video guy. It's so bad. You know, people are getting blasted and the TV's like, it's the Russians. If you look at these Havana Syndrome documentaries, it's full of people saying, me too, me too. We've tasted the 5G. Many other people have tasted the weaponization of these cell towers.
And they're everywhere.
And they're everywhere. And until it happens to you, you're not going to take it seriously. But it is serious. Even the street lights have been weaponized. The entire grid has been weaponized. We're basically sitting in a giant kill box with automated weapon systems all around us, controlled by AI.
That cell tower that's behind the school. I've put my tri-field TF2 meter on RF setting, and the settings we're getting from this far is off the meter. This far from the school, that tower, because there's nothing else around here. Typically, it doesn't pick up these signals on that setting. I've checked that. That tower at this distance is off my meter.
Imagine what the kids are getting dosed with. Because it's parked right next to the school, of course. And the whole neighborhood is saturated with it. And this is on top of the Wi-Fi, the cell phones. People are bathing in radiation never seen before, levels never seen before. And they dare call it safe and effective. Not only is the ambient radiation dangerous, tens of thousands of doctors and scientists are warning about this, but the fact that this has been weaponized is even worse. According to weapons experts, this technology can kill in seconds in its weaponized form. It can cause cancer in days. Now the question is, what are they doing with this weapon? According to government insiders, people that have left the NSA and have come public, and weapons experts, the main target right now is basically the people that they're targeting on television. Who is the enemy on the TV? Who is the bad guy? Well, when you think about the pandemic, anti-vaxxers, purebloods, conservatives, truthers, you know who the bad guys are. We're the bad guys. During the pandemic, they made eerie announcements like, we are going to smash the anti-vaxxers with the military. We've got the screenshots, the news clippings. Smash the anti-vaxxers. It's an information war. Send the military. You can't even imagine how seriously they were taking the whole mask and vaccine thing. The target of this weapon system, besides children, we're seeing children being targeted here, is purebloods, truthers, and conservatives. How do we know they're being targeted by energy weapons? Because some of these victims caught on camera aren't just dropping dead like the people on the news. They're looking at the source. You see this victim looking right at the CCTV camera, which is loaded with a solid-state energy weapon. The entire grid has been weaponized. This guy's last will and testament is to tell you where it's coming from, because victims can feel the general direction. He can hardly believe it himself, and then it's too late. This weapon system is a threat, a real threat to everyone. Forget about the terrorists, forget about the junk you're seeing on TV. These death towers are the real threat. And they're really targeting people. This is why we continue to raise awareness on the issue. And
into that cell tower that's behind the school. I've put my tri-fuel TF2 meter on.
The video guy. This is why we continue to raise awareness on this issue. 5G is a weapon system. It's a very real threat. It's targeting people right now. People are being killed and tortured right now. And the best that television can say is, it's the Russians. And this is why we continue to recommend this book, Transhuman Genocide. It talks about everything that's going on. It's not only the ultimate guide to directed energy weapons, artificial intelligence, but also military-grade EMF shielding. You're going to need military-grade shielding, not just military-grade coffee, to survive what's coming. These weapons are made to be bunker-busting. Aluminum foil and mylar isn't enough. It helps, but it isn't enough to survive. You're going to need military-grade shielding, a safe room, a chest plate. When they're really after you, they'll try and give you a heart attack, stroke, cancer, and the like. You need a safe room. You need some body armor, a skull cap, a chest plate. This book tells you how to do it. It's the multi-layered approach with specific types of materials that focus on various ranges of the EMF spectrum. It sources materials that you can find on the internet. You can't buy military-grade shielding because they don't want you to protect yourselves. It's like why they took the lead out of the paint. It's why you couldn't get hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin for their bioweapons. They don't want you eating organic. You know, all of the water is basically tap water dosed with fluoride and the like. They don't want you escaping the grid. They don't want you surviving. They don't want you knowing how to survive. That's basically where we're at. This book is basically the answer to all of that and more. You can find it on Amazon. Read a free sample, see if it's right for you. You've got the Kindle version, the hard copy version. You can test it out for 30 days with the hard copy and send it back if you don't like it. But this book makes a difference in terms of what we're up against. So there's copies on Amazon. There's a PDF copy on our Patreon. Check it out. Books that talk about EMF shielding generally run up to $1,000 on Amazon. And it's basically just a bunch of math, and it doesn't help you on purpose. This book gets straight to it. We skip most of the math and get right into the concepts, the qualitative analysis and testing of everything that's happening. And shielding materials, it is the ultimate guide to shielding and directed energy weapons. We've made it dirt cheap so that people can actually defend themselves instead of wasting your time with $1,000 and a bunch of math. Field tested by the human resistance, backed up by the best research from researchers in electromagnetism, physics, universities, and the like. It's basically your best chance to survive what's out there until everybody understands and basically takes out this system. You have to protect yourself. Otherwise, there'll be nobody left to fight. If you've been experiencing the 5G symptoms, chronic fatigue, recurring headaches, recurring back problems, pain not associated with an injury, they target the sciatic nerve, for example, with surgical precision wherever you go. What is the video guy doing? Let's try that again. If you've been experiencing the 5G symptoms, chronic fatigue, pain not associated with an injury, recurring headaches, recurring back problems, the beams can target you wherever you go, follow you like cell phone coverage. It's all driven by AI. It never sleeps. It targets you while you sleep and mimics stages of a disease or other health problems. If you've been experiencing health problems since the rollout of 5G that you never had before, you're being targeted. If you've been experiencing heart palpitations, again, chronic fatigue, vertigo, ringing in the ears, you're being targeted. It's not the Russians. It's basically Skynet. Run by the deep state, programmed to kill. And it's everywhere. CCTV cameras, LED lights, cell towers, the new cars that are equipped with LED GPS and the radar pads on the front. It's more than what you think. And basically, once you get on the list, once you get flagged by social media, you're on the list, and basically, as soon as you get in range in one of these to one of these systems, it automatically fires. And in the grid, you're basically always in range, and you're thinking like, oh, it's the car, it's the neighbor, it's the cell tower, it's, you know, what's going on. Before you piece it together, it's pretty much too late. That's why we can't stress enough. Get that book. Take it seriously. You can almost feel this thing through the screen. Get this book while it's still available. And get it for a friend. Let people know. Let the kids know. Let the schools know. Let the neighborhoods know. Let the libraries know. Feel free to mirror this content, to repost it. Let people know. This is about surviving what happens next. The WEF is more than just about eating bugs and the like. They're telling people we're going to assimilate you with the brain chip. Elon's telling you we're going to assimilate you with the brain chip. There's a whole nother premise going on here. They want to wipe out everything organic, not just the food, but the humans too. And so it is a transhuman genocide on top of a 5G genocide. Find that book today on Amazon, on Patreon. Get it for a friend. Wake people up with it. Till the next time. If you're listening to this, you are the Resistance.